Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video, and this one is where I am creating on a tag and then I'm going to stick it in the large craft journal and create a very simple background behind it. So this is a tag where I had some leftover paint from when I'd been doing one of my rainbow pages, and I'd just done it in this circular pattern on the tag and decided I would just use that as a quick background. I've also used the Done Is Better stencil with some carnation, I think it is, better than white because it's not quite as stark as white. These are some pieces of transparency from Dina's latest release. That would be the end of October, I think it was, that those came out. And this is one from the patterns pack, and I've just got a couple of pieces here and I'm just using them in a couple of places on my tag. So then I want to use one of the figures as well. So one of the things I really love about these transparencies is kind of what it says in what it is. So that doesn't make any sense. I know what I mean. Because they're transparencies, obviously you can see through them. So they don't mask off the background at all. So you can still see what the background is like behind them. And that's really lovely. Obviously, you can add paint onto them too and make them opaque so you can't see through them. So they're so versatile. There's so many things that you can do with them. So once I've stuck those in place, I did just use some clear glue to stick the little figure in place. I'm then going in with my Posca pen and adding some writing. I'm just taking my time with this. I wanted to make sure that it fit into that space really. And again, journaling is very definitely a way for me to empty my head of stuff that is on my mind. Is the foremost reason why I art journal. Aside from the fact that I love being creative and I love just having that freedom to play and try out new things, it's just so therapeutic, it's so cathartic, it's such a great way to just get rid of stuff that's bothering me. And you know, that's kind of, you will see that in quotes that appear on my pages while I'm working. So, and this is a perfect example of that. I am a natural worrier. I worry about all sorts of things, and lots of people that know me probably wouldn't realise how much of a worrier I am. I think us worriers, we can be very good at hiding it with certain people, and people that love me and I'm close to, they know that I'm a worrier. But I do worry about all sorts of things, and often my worries are based around my family and my kids, and yeah, but sometimes we can get really hung up on worrying about what people think about us, and actually, you know, we can't have any influence over what people think of us. We can't alter their opinions, really. So there's no point worrying about it, is there really? So anyway, enough waffling, sorry. I'm just using the Posca pen. And I do this thing where I like to go in and add a little bit more depth to the letters in some places. I guess it's a bit like pressing the bold button when you are typing on the on your laptop online, and you can change the font to bold. I guess this is kind of what I'm doing here, and I usually add a bit more depth to one side of the letters, and you can see it does just kind of make it pop out a little bit more. So it's a really easy technique to do, just to make your lettering a little bit more bold. You don't have to make all the letters really dark. You can just do one side, and it creates that little bit more depth as well. Okay, so once that was done, that was given a really good dry. Carefully though, because the transparencies, Dina's transparencies, don't like too much heat. They will buckle and change shape. So just be super careful. If you've got a heat tool that's got two settings, do it on the cooler one of the two. So then I'm using the large craft journal, and I'm going in with some of Dina's black gesso and just doing a sort of really rough a stripe down the middle of the page. My brush was quite dry, so I didn't really have too much water on. You can see I'm not being neat here. I am just sticking that paint on, smooshing it around, and then I'm going in again with the Done Is Better stencil, and that looks like white paint this time, I think it is. So I wanted this background to be quite monochromatic so that the tag would really sing when it goes on the page. You can see there that works quite well. And I decided I would also add some pink splatters onto my page as well. So I think that's the next thing that I did. Yeah, with my very small fan brush, as you know, can't be trusted with a big one. Make enough mess with a tiny one. But this, I have found, is the best way for me to be safe with splatters. So then it was time to fix the tag in place. So just kind of working out where it looks best so that you could still see a little bit of the background. And I'm just using the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher, sticking a couple of staples in the bottom. And then I was thinking, okay, I'm going to staple the top, but then it was kind of lifting a bit in the middle. So I just lifted it back and used my double-sided tape gun, stuck some double-sided tape where the middle of the tag would be, just to help kind of fix that in place, and then went back in with my stapler, yes. If you haven't got one of these Tim Holtz Tiny Attachers, they really are very, very useful. Find myself using it more and more. Yeah. And there we go, that's it. So the really bright, colourful tag really pops against the background, which is quite monochromatic. So if you do find that you've got leftover paint, don't be afraid to grab some tags or pieces of card and use it up, and then it makes perfect ready-made backgrounds, and you can always cut tag shapes out of them. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.